Good morning. I was just thinking how I'd love to one day do one of these, driving down a country road in the summertime, possibly smoking because I'm a smoker. Anyway, so we're going to continue with chapter 4. So this is Cain and Abel. Adam and Eve had sexual relations for the first time. Too bad they didn't have that in paradise. Maybe they could have had a perfect kid, but oh well. So Cain murders Abel because God is dissatisfied with his sacrifice. I always thought it was a literal sacrifice, but no, I guess Cain's sacrifices in his work, weren't good enough. So he didn't get his desired outcome. He didn't get his desired goal. Abel, his sacrifices were good enough, and Abel did get his desired outcome. God looked on him happily. So Cain grew very jealous and murdered his brother. God asked him what happens, because God likes to ask people what happened even though he knows. And he tells him his brother's blood is crying out to him. He allows Cain to live, but he banishes Cain from wherever they're from. Cain pleads with God because he knows that life for him is going to be terrible. God even explains that his life is going to be terrible. He's essentially explaining the consequences of being a murderer, and not just a murderer, but a sibling murderer. Anyway, Cain takes a wife, and Cain has kids, lots of descendants. At one point, one of them named Lamech murders a young man for wounding him, and he comes and he brags about it to his wives, and he tells them that because Cain would be avenged 7 times, he'd be avenged 77 times. I don't know if he's correct in that assessment. So this chapter is about a few things. Number 1, you reap what you sow. If you are not satisfied with your outcome, you're possibly not doing good enough work, maybe you're not doing the right work. So don't get mad at someone else's success. They're making all the right sacrifices. Nothing in life is free. Just focus on yourself. Don't even think about the other person. Only think about the other person to learn what you're possibly doing wrong. Lamech, I think, suffers from something that I possibly do too. What I think Lamech was getting at was generational curses and how they carry on through families, these cycles. You pass it on from parent to child, they pass it on to their children. Now, how accurate Lamech is in his assessment, I don't really know. It led me to question if God made a mistake, perhaps giving Cain that protection. But then I thought, you know what? What if God doesn't make mistakes? God is truth. So what is the truth that I am missing here? Well, anyone who did seek vengeance on Cain would be cursed, right? They would be avenged 7 times because murder is wrong no matter what. I don't think they had a judicial system then. And there are consequences for every action. But cycles of violence, they could go on for generations and they only get bigger. Adam and Eve have another son. So it's kind of funny. They named this one Seth because Cain killed the other one. That's the meaning of this one's name. So if that happens to you, the kid's name is Seth. So that's it for Genesis 4. I'm glad I came across this because I think a lot about generational curses. Having a few in my family, it seems sometimes. And this chapter reminds me, I could be wrong. I could misunderstand the family curse. So let me not base all of my actions based on my perceived family curse. Or in Cain and Lamech's case, their family protection. Pick it up next time with chapter 5. Why am I not recalling what it is? If you're enjoying these, like, subscribe. I'll catch you next time.